Hey guys, Anthony back. This time I'm going to finish up a little bit more of the NECA Street Fighter collection. I'm not going to get it all the way done with this review. I'm just going to look at Chun-Li and Akuma this time, but we're almost done. There's not too many of them to go. So let's go ahead and get started. I want to start off with Akuma because he's going to go a little bit quicker than Chun-Li. The exact same body as Ryu and Ken. The only difference really is the ropes that are on his wrists and then the rope that's on his gi. The pants are exactly the same as Ryu. Same exact sculpt, unfortunately. The gi is a little bit different. It's narrower at the shoulders, so it looks a little bit more torn. So that's kind of nice. The arms and the legs are exactly the same. Feet are the same. They have sandals that are glued on. You can actually peel them off if you don't want them on there. And it's just the regular feet like Ryu and Ken have. And then the hands are obviously different. He's got two roped hands that are open, and then two roped hands that are closed, regular fists. Paint app's pretty good. The detail is pretty nice on the ropes. You can see some nice shading in there. While we have it zoomed in, let's go ahead and look at his face. His face is not bad. It's not quite the Akuma that's in the game or that we know from prior installments of the game, but it does look pretty good. He's got the basically the right brow shape, and he's got the black eyes with the red pupils and a nice little frown. So it's not bad. The hair is a little bit conservative for Akuma. I prefer it to be a little bit more spiky, but it does look pretty good, and there's nice shading and texture on that. His necklace is not as good as it could have been. I would have much preferred a rope necklace with beads, plastic beads, even anything, but this is just one solid piece of black rubber, really. And it doesn't look good. It doesn't sit very well. So it could definitely be better, but it's not terrible. Don't really have a choice anyway if you don't want to make one. But that's what he has for accessories. In terms of paint, there's a lot of shading on his skin. It's a little bit more reddish orange than Ryu and Akuma, just a little bit, or I mean Ryu and Ken. And that's fitting for Akuma. It looks nice on him. There's a little bit of shading on the gi, not as much as there could have been. So that could be a little better, but it's not bad. My biggest complaint about this figure is that the gi should be much more blue. This is kind of a gray, teal, turquoise color. It should be more of a nice dark blue. That's how he looked in the game. That's how he should look in the figure. I made a custom of him if you check out my website or even one of my older videos. You can see I resculpted the pants and I repainted the ropes and the gi, and I gave him his kanji that should be on his back, or at least when he does his one move. And it really looks much nicer, I think. Not because I did a great job. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, so to speak. Just the color scheme would have been much better if it was blue for this guy. Unfortunately, it wasn't. He has all the same articulation as Ryu and Ken. He's the exact same height as Ryu and Ken. So there's not much else to say about Akuma. It's a good figure overall. I'm not going to say don't get it. I'm just saying it could have been better if they chose a different color for the paint. So there's Akuma. Next up, let's talk about Chun-Li. Fortunately, my Chun-Li has a scratch on her forehead. I haven't even bothered trying to fix it. It's not so bad that you can like really worry about it or have to worry about it, but it is there, unfortunately. Otherwise, the paint app on the face and the sculpt is really nice. I'm not sure it's exactly what she looks like in the game, but it is pretty good. She's got the same kind of shoulders as the Soda Chun-Li has. Same exact design, really, in terms of the ball joint. And then she's got the swivel in the bicep, double jointed elbow, and the same articulation in the wrist as well. Ball jointed head, ab crunch. It's really stiff, but it is in there. Waist twist. Her thighs and her legs. This is a really strange design that they used for the hips. It's like kind of like Dulcimer or Mika's legs inside of another leg. So it's kind of like a ball joint with a pivot, but it's just really weird. I guess they did that to hide the joint more, but I don't really care for it. It's just really strange. Normally I wouldn't be lifting up her skirt to show you, but the design on this figure is just really weird. I don't really care for it. Speaking of which, they gave her humongous legs. I know she's got really thick legs in the game, but these are like as thick as Ryu and Ken and Akuma almost, and she's not wearing baggy pants. So it just looks kind of bad. She's got really nice sculpted detail, painted detail on the shoes, but like I said, her legs are so fat, it's just kind of lost on it. I don't care for that. She's got the toe joint that you would expect they all have. She's got the pivot in the foot side to side, the regular ankle joint, and then it spins there also. Double jointed knees. The hips have full mobility as you would get from a ball joint. It's just really, really weird design. So I don't really care for that. Unfortunately, because I like Chun-Li as a character, and this figure is not bad, but it's just kind of like really strange. In terms of hands, she has two open karate chop hands, two fists, and then one of her victory signs for her victory pose. So it's not bad. The paint app on her is really nice. Face looks good. The little bun things in her hair look good. They're made out of soft vinyl, so that's nice. This is obviously soft vinyl. The gold is pretty nice on there. The gold is nice throughout the chest. The gray marks on the stomach and on the back are a little sloppy, but they don't look bad. And there's not a whole lot of shading on the skin, but it is there. So there's some shading on the red parts also. Not a bad figure, just could have been a lot better, I think. Kind of similar to Akuma, although I like Akuma better because he's a lot closer to how I think he should look. There they are again, Chun-Li and Akuma, made by NECA. I would suggest you pick them up just to get them because they're nice figures and you can get them for either 10 or $5 depending on what Toys R Us you're at. So go get them if you can. Um, there are some problems, but they're still worth getting. So hopefully this review has helped you make a decision in whether or not you want to get these figures. And keep an eye out for more reviews coming in the future. Thanks for watching and keep collecting.